This is the Ms.FitVegan podcast, Raw Vegan Excuses Edition. Excuse number 26. I'm a savory person. I love savory foods, so I can't go raw because I don't enjoy eating mostly fruit. I know many people that prefer savory foods. And so what I recommend to them is focusing on the savory fruit and vegetables. I also recommend to these people that they might want to eat some cooked food. Let me tell you why. The raw vegan diet is supposed to be enjoyed. It's supposed to be something that you really love doing. If you do not enjoy it, you will not stick to it long enough to see the benefits. So I recommend if you really hate eating raw, if you really hate eating mostly fruit, then I would recommend you eat some healthy cooked food. You have some squashes or some steamed kale or broccoli or sweet potato. You eat cooked food that is made from fruit, vegetables, nuts, or seeds. That would be my advice to you if you absolutely hate being on a raw food diet. Now, if you do want to be on a raw food diet, if you really want this, but you hate eating fruit, well, then you need to focus on the savory fruit and vegetables. That will help to satisfy your cravings. So, greens are very savory. Tomatoes, avocados, zucchinis, cucumbers, peppers, seaweed will be great because seaweed is very rich in minerals and high in natural sodium. Celery, okay? You want to focus on the salty, savory things of the raw food diet. Eat lots of salads with avocado and a nut-based dressing to make sure and get in your calories. As long as you are getting in enough calories, you can eat any type of raw vegan diet that you like. If you want to make nori wraps all day, every day, go ahead, boo. Make sure you're getting in enough calories, though. So you're going to have to eat a higher fat diet, in my opinion, with more nuts and seeds and avocado if you are not enjoying eating a fruit-based diet. There is nothing wrong with eating higher fat, raw foods as long as they are raw. I would not recommend cooking fat, especially oil. It becomes a trans fat and is extremely bad for your immune system and your body in general. So there are some ways to eat a raw vegan diet with a lot of fruit if you do not like fruit. There are ways to hide the fruit, okay? So, for example, if you don't want to eat bananas, but you really want to eat a raw vegan diet, if you put bananas into a smoothie with lots and lots of greens and maybe some, nut milk or some hemp seeds and water, you will taste the greens more than you taste the bananas, okay? You want to mask the flavor that you don't like in order to consume more calories. So that has been a good trick for a lot of my clients. They will put things in the blender to mask the flavors that they don't like of the fruit. And by the way, the last thing I want to say is your taste buds change every 7 days. So you actually might start to love the taste of fruit after you've been eating it and after your taste buds have changed. So please be aware of that. Your microbiome changes every time you eat, and your taste buds change every 7 days. And you crave whatever's in your bloodstream. So the reason you're probably not enjoying fruit or craving fruit is because you probably haven't been eating it. The more fruit you eat, the more fruit you will crave. Lastly, the higher quality and more delicious your fruit is, the more you will actually want to eat it. So if you don't know yet how to pick out your fruit, then of course you don't want to eat fruit because it tastes like nothing. You have to know how to pick out your fruit. I have a playlist on YouTube called Fruity Tutorials that will help you to understand when to open fruit, because that's a key skill when it comes to eating a raw vegan diet. They do not teach us this stuff in school. Okay, there's a lot of cooking classes available, but there's not a lot of fruit ripening classes available. And I hope that one day I will open a fruit cafe and I will actually hold classes on how to pick out and ripen your fruit. I'm actually teaching that at the Woodstock Fruit Festival this year. I teach it every year. So if you're coming to the festival, then be sure to sign up for that class on the website, thewoodstockfruitfestival.com. And it's called, I think it's under Jeannette Donofrio, How to Buy, Ripen, and Eat Every Fruit. So I teach a class on that every year because it's something that I had to learn on my own. I did not know. And in the beginning, I was craving chocolate and processed foods, donuts and candy, because I wasn't eating enough fruit because I didn't know how to tell when it was ripe. Fruit is delicious, but it must be ripe. Thank you very, very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, boo. Also, I hate to be this person that tells you the truth, but it's my job. Over the past 13 years, I have studied the raw vegan diet, and I've studied people on the raw vegan diet and why it works for some and why it doesn't work for others. A lot of times, people are craving savory because of parasites. I know you don't want to hear that. And it's not a big deal because everyone who's ever eaten animal products has parasites. But just so you know, it is more common to be in hosts that are craving savory. So what I recommend is that you get a gravity method closed system colonic as soon as possible to release those parasites that are craving that savory food. There is another possibility as well, and that is that you have a sodium deficiency. And so whatever you're craving is what your body needs. If you are craving sodium and salty, savory foods, your body needs more sodium. And so green leafy vegetables have to be a very big part of your diet. If you're craving salt, it's because you're not eating enough green leafy vegetables. If you're craving sweets, it's because you're not eating enough fruit. The body is very, very smart, but it doesn't know how to deal with the processed foods that man has created. So that's why the body is craving salt, because it needs greens. There is a possibility that you may have a parasite, and it's not a big deal. They are easily removed. Colonics are the best way to remove them. And you know, this parasite may be craving salty foods. Or you just simply have a sodium deficiency, and so you need to consume more sodium. I'd recommend celery juice. I'd recommend green leafy vegetables. Any kind of green leafy vegetables. Seaweed, dulse, nori, kelp. I would recommend tomatoes. They are high in sodium. I'd recommend anything that is savory on the raw vegan diet, and especially green leafy vegetables. Start drinking green juice, green smoothies, and things like that. Okay, thank you so very much, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.